What's up, boost? So we're gonna do a test hand, play test against ourselves, against the Ghost Invisible player. Not just kidding, but this is gonna be a video playing around one hand trap exactly, plus another hand trap exactly. One of those being Droll and Lockbird. So, you know, let's just say Ash Droll, Imperm Droll, Purge Droll, Impulse Droll, whatever, bro. So, as discussed in previous video, we gotta maximize on our monsters that are the starters, the 1-card starters. We have to maximize on these cards. So, and this is very common to open a hand that is just all extenders, all gas. It's extremely common. It happens all the time. 19-card starter / extender deck. It's extremely consistent. So this is how you're gonna play around one hand trap plus Droll. So let's go standby, main phase. Normal the boy, Ice Ryzeal, declare effect. Oh no, they hit us with an Ash Blossom. Okay, well that sucks. Activate Detonator Warriors effect. Send for cost a Detonator monster to summon himself as a level 4 1800 attack monster. We're gonna send the gloves, play around a potential bestial that nobody's playing, but we're gonna send this guy. Use his effect to reborn from the graveyard. Next, we're going to overlay these 2 cards and you want to overlay this guy, not the warrior, because there's no guarantee they're gonna have the Droll. So there's no guarantee you're gonna get the search off this, and the search is gonna be extremely important. So let's say that we summon the Rafflesia right here, right? Now we activate reinforcement of the army to grab our main boss boy, Caballero Ganbara Gagaga, otherwise known as Gagaga Ganbara Knight. Oh, why did I do that? So now we got the guy, and now let's say on resolution, bam, they slap a Droll. Well, we're gonna go bam right back and say detach for cost, send for cost, Gravedigger's Trap Hole, bam. Negate that stupid Droll, and they're gonna burn for 2,000 damage. Make sure you don't forget the 2,000. It's gonna come in handy later. Next, you activate the Ganbara Knight by revealing the Gaga Gaga Girl to your opponent. Special this boy, and now we're gonna overlay for Gaga Gaga Girl. And now this is why the gloves is important. We're gonna activate Gaga Gaga Girl to search. We're not going to search this. I mean, we could search this actually. It depends. So like, look, if both of these, like let's say you don't have a double, let's say one of these is a crown, you're not going to want to search this because you're not going to want to discard your crown or your Ash Blossom. You're going to want to keep those in your hand. So let's say in case scenarios where you don't want to do that, you want to keep all your cards, you're going to search for Onomat Kage, because on res, this guy's going to activate to search Zubaba Bancho, Gaga Coat, this guy. Now, you just got hand trapped twice, basically, one of those being Droll and Nail Coffin. So now you're gonna go reveal Zubaba Bancho, Gaga Coat, because you control a Gaga to summon from the hand, summon. Now you're gonna go activate Zubaba Bancho, Gaga Coat to target Dodo Dwarf, Go Glove, and then Dodo Dwarf, Go Glove's effect is gonna activate to summon a Gaga monster from your hand. So now you're gonna go reveal Zubaba Bancho, Gaga Coat, because you control a Gaga to summon from the hand, summon. Now you're gonna go activate Zubaba Bancho, Gaga Coat to target Dodo Dwarf, Go Glove, and then Dodo Dwarf, Go Glove's effect is gonna activate to summon a Gaga monster from your hand. So you're gonna summon Onomat Kage from your hand with his effect. Oh boy. Now, you're gonna want to, it's really important that you're gonna want to use the Onomat Kage immediately for your very next deck Z. And in this case, we're gonna go for Infernal Flame Banshee because, let's say they're holding another hand trap for any reason, and they hand trap you right here. You're gonna be like, oh snap, that sucks, I can't get my Ryzeal. Oh well, effect Onomat Kage, special summon, duo drive, do the whole thing, search it 2 Ryzeals. But, so, let's just say we're getting hand trapped only the one time. So we're gonna go ahead and get our EXT Ryzeal. Then we're gonna use this guy's effect, special. Then we're gonna use EXT Ryzeal to special by sending. And then this is where you can deviate here. We can do 2 different combos. So at this point in the game state, so we're gonna summon EXT Ryzeal, and then effect to search, chain link 2, chain block, I guess, whatever, to search this. And then right here in the combo is where you are basically allowed to deviate from the combo. You can either do the play with Dugaris and Daigusto Emerald, where you draw 4 cards plus the field spell. You draw 5 cards total, or you could do hand rip. So they're already down 2 cards, right? You can make them ditch another card from their hand with Laplation, and if you do that, then basically if you do that, they're gonna start their turn with 3. They're gonna start their turn with 3 cards, right? 3 cards? Yeah, they're gonna start the turn with 3 cards instead of 4 cards. But there's also one other play that you can do, which you can basically try and go for the Alimbertion and search for talents and look at their hand and get perfect hand knowledge, and then just play around their hand. But let's go for the Alimbertion play. So let's overlay our 2 Eggsy right here for an Eclipse Twins. Special sword effect to search. We're gonna search Star Ryzeal. Next, we're gonna overlay these 2 cards right here for Duo Drive. Then we're gonna use Duo Drive to search 2. We're going to search for Node Ryzeal and Ice Ryzeal. Then we're going to go detach to special and then effect to place the field spell. And then, sorry, you know how I'll be with them one-ofs. Set the field spell, activate the field spell, and then you're gonna go right here and summon Ice Ryzeal by sending Eclipse Twins. Then you're gonna go and do search for Alimbertion, summon for the Alimbertion. You're gonna summon the big boy. This is gonna scare your opponent, so right here is when you can search the talents and rip a card from their hand because they activated 2 hand traps on your turn. But you could also use Alimbertion to search for Solemn Judgment, Magic Deflector, Different Dimension Ground, Anti-Spell Fragrance. You can search my favorite card to mid combo going second, Illusion Gate. Yeah, it's pretty crazy combo right there. But yeah, so then you would search this or that or whatever. And you would just summon this, and depending on this, you can do this, send this or this. To get a Ryzeal back, you're gonna ideally target this. Let's just say you sent the card from your hand. Screw it. And then you summon your Detonator. But yeah, so then you would search this or that or whatever. Then you would just summon this, and depending on this, you can do this, send this or this. To get a Ryzeal back, you're gonna ideally target this. Let's just say you sent the card from your hand. Screw it. And then you summon your Detonator. And then your Detonator is gonna attach to the Eclipse Twins, of course. And then you're gonna want to summon after nothing. You're gonna actually want to activate your field spell and recycle your best Ryzeals in the graveyard to draw a card. Put EXT on top, of course, always, and then draw your card. And boom, there you go. You search talents, rip their hand, made them start with 3 cards instead of 4 cards, or search the Floodgate going second. Blah 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 blah. Alright, so right here, let's go back. Let's do a different combo. Now we're going to go and do a different combo. So usually for this combo, this is the draw combo, you're going to want to keep your Eclipse Twins in the extra deck until after you summon your Daigusto Emerald, which you're also going to overlay into the Eclipse Twins. So let's go ahead and do that. So right here, you're gonna go overlay these 2. You want to overlay these 2 because these are not your Ryzeals, and you want your Ryzeals to go into the graveyard so you can recycle them with your field spell. So you want to try and make sure that when you overlay for a card like Dual Drive, you're overlaying with not your Ryzeals and also not your Onomatopoeias that search when detached for cost, because they will not search off this. Summon this guy, special effect search star. Then let's go overlay these 2 into a Dugaris, Daigusto Emerald first. Then we detach from Daigusto Emerald to set the spell trap. We set the Ryzeal Cross, activate the Ryzeal Cross. Next, we go activate Dual Drive to search 2 cards. We'll detach these 2 to search 2 cards. We'll get Node Ryzeal and Ice Ryzeal. Next, we will go ahead and activate Daigusto Emerald, targeting. We have to make sure we don't target our Ryzeals. We'll probably target the engine so we can recycle it. So we'll target these 3 and recycle, and we'll just say the card we draw is random, no impact on the board state. Now we overlay this and another XZ, probably this one, because if this one survives, it makes both of these, well, not both, but it makes this one live, and then if this one's live, this one's live. So it gives you free XZ if this one survives a turn. So anyways, we're overlaying now for a copy of Eclipse Twins. Next, we're going to send Eclipse Twins to the graveyard for cost to inherently summon Ice, and then on summon, activate Eclipse Twins, start using these 2 cards. Next, we're going to go into our Detonator, and next we are going to go activate. And you want to make sure you don't use this immediately right away, because you want to deck then, so you kind of don't really want to draw too many. You want to hope to draw a non-engine first. So we're gonna go field spell effect to draw a card, and so we're gonna do that first, so we don't shuffle the deck. So we draw a card, 0 impact on the board state, hopefully it's non-engine. Then do Garrus to draw 2, discard 1. Let's say one of these is a monster, it's a high probability. So let's say this Ash Blossom is a monster, we'll discard it. And then we will go activate Daigusto Emerald. And we're okay with shuffling back the Banshee, because we're probably gonna send a monster to the graveyard on the field with Node Ryzeal. So you will have XZ in the graveyard for Eclipse Twins for when it gets detached. So we're gonna do Daigusto Emerald, target Banshee, Ice Ryzeal, and Ash Blossom. So we're gonna shuffle those back, draw a card, and then you just drew your 5th card. And now we're gonna go for Node Ryzeal. Let's just say we send any card, it doesn't really matter, to special Star Ryzeal, the last remaining Ryzeal we left in the deck. And then right here is when you could play around like a board breaker or a droplet or something. So let's say you know what, you just have a feeling they have a droplet or something. You can activate Rafflesia on your opponent's turn to send this trap. This trap, which I clearly drew. You can send this trap and then destroy 1 card, and then on resolution you can attach this trap or the Ice Ryzeal to one of your XZ. So you're probably going to want to attach this to the Rafflesia, so you can just use her effect again next turn. But then you can activate this on your opponent's turn to summon a Detonator on your opponent's turn, or you can summon a or you can summon a Babushka if you're playing against like Versus or something, and you know they're playing Versus. I don't know. Pretty much these are like the only 2 cards. But sometimes you can also set up a Ablation on your opponent's turn too if you set that up right. But you have to do a specific combo. But anyways, those are the combos. Those are some cool combos that you can do playing around 1 hand trap plus a Droll. And if you notice, those were 2 full combos. 2 of them things.